Hello and welcome to the Superpower Dare Die team. I'm Peter.
And I'm Rick, and today we're reviewing episode 1 of Disney Plus's The Book of Boba Fett. What'd you think, Pete?
Well, I quite enjoyed it as a first episode. I think that it's opened up a few possibilities of where the series is going to go. Raised a few questions about who the antagonists are going to be. And I like the way that they went from the flashbacks to how Boba Fett got out of the Sarlacc pit and what happened to him then. And I like the flashes forward to where he is now.
All right, so I liked it to start off because it was very familiar when you first, and I'll have to say that Star Wars died for me a long time ago. I think maybe Return of the Jedi that it started, and then the prequels and the sequels, and it means nothing to me anymore. I believe you've watched The Mandalorian.
I really enjoyed The Mandalorian.
I got through 4 episodes and it's like I don't my standard. I don't care. So I went into this one with low expectations, or not for me, not expecting to enjoy it, and the opening scenes were, I recognise that place. I know that place. So there was that sort of familiarity of the Star Wars that I enjoy, and but then it kind of, I don't know. And for me, I just think I don't need to know who Boba Fett is. For me, as a barely teenager, seeing this cool guy in Empire Strikes Back with a better voice back then too, because they had to redub it with the New Zealand actor's guy's name, which escapes me at the moment.
Tamara Morrison, I think.
Yeah, something like that. But he just, I don't need to see him without his helmet on. And to be really fair, like I think he had false teeth or something, because that was really taking me out of his all the time. His teeth.
Like, I didn't even notice his teeth.
Oh, I couldn't stop looking at him. He looked like Deadpool. There was like they had this shriveled up testicle head just with these perfect teeth.
I thought, I agree that I didn't really need to know who Boba Fett was. I thought he was cool in the original trilogy, and then with the prequels, we saw that he was a clone son and that sort of thing, and I thought that was a bit too much. And I think that took a bit of the coolness away. But I watched The Mandalorian, and I think season 2 of Mandalorian made Boba Fett cool again. So I've just accepted now that this is the way they're going with the character, and you're going to see him without his helmet now. And I think it's going to be a good series. I really enjoyed him in The Mandalorian.
And that's fine. Like if you're enjoying it, and I've got no problem with it, but I guess I'm going in with my
and I was a bit like that before too. But I think just because I enjoyed The Mandalorian so much, I really enjoyed what they did with Boba Fett.
In the opening scenes, I'm assuming we're just going with spoilers, so we're not going to keep this review spoiler free because we
can spoil
it. So one of those opening scenes where they show how he got out of the Sarlacc pit, which I thought was a nice touch. But then the Jawas came along and took all of his armor, and then we see him again, taking over Jabba's whatever, his crime syndicate. Is he wearing his old armor, or is this new stuff?
So so that's what happened in The Mandalorian season 2.
Okay. All right, so they've explained that sort of stuff. All right.
Yeah, so
I didn't really need to know. I was curious about it.
I sort of felt like this episode, it didn't really matter if you hadn't seen the season 2 of Mandalorian. I think they're going to fill in the blanks a bit because it started back, like the flashbacks that they had started back before we see him in The Mandalorian.
Oh, they even had a flashback to Geonosis or whatever the water planet's called.
When he was a little boy. Yeah.
I don't think it was Geonosis because that was where they had the fight. That's where his dad died. But it was the water planet where the clothes were made.
Yeah.
So there's a flashback to there.
I like the throwback to Empire Strikes Back, where he's getting the same sort of healing treatment as
Oh, the
Luke
back
did.
to
But
fluid. Yeah, I
yeah,
did like that. Yeah.
yeah,
But that was kind of familiar things. That's the sort of stuff I
yeah,
did like. And then I don't know, it just kind of I just I know it's episode one, so it's not meant to sit there and go, but it is kind of meant to pull you in and go, right, I want
yeah.
to watch episode two, and I'll watch it, but I'm not so far. I'm not invested in the character, and like I
No,
said, I think it was just the testicle head with teeth that was pulling
but
me
it's
out of it all the
healing
time.
though. He's a lot more healed
Oh yeah,
in the
yeah. So it's on the
present
flash.
time.
Yeah, so it's in the flashbacks when he's making friends with the Tusken Raiders.
So I
Which
noticed
yeah,
when they went to the club or casino or whatever it was, they had Max Rebo. He made it. He's
yeah, yeah,
playing his piano thing. I thought that was cool.
yeah, and yeah, we've still got, and they were still doing some sort of variation on the can. Like they haven't got any new material at all.
No, they haven't.
A bit like us.
They had the big aliens with the big heads in it
Yeah,
as well.
and they're
But
playing the
I like
same.
the sequence where he gains a respect from the Tusken Raiders by killing that monster. I
Yeah,
like the
and letting the kid take the glory for
yeah,
it. Yeah,
but I like the design of the monster that it stands up high and then it looks like it's got 6 legs, but
yeah,
then it's got the 4 legs on the ground and then the
yeah.
2 legs. I just thought that was clever little touches, and the
Does it?
like special effects have improved a lot. Like I just think of the prequels where you had human characters riding
Yeah, yeah,
CGI
yeah.
beasts, and it just did not look good at all. But that was a
No,
lot more
and I
realistic, and I had to look at it and think, is that CGI or is that like a
wasn't going that much in
animatronic? I
depth.
wasn't sure.
Yeah, but they did. No, they did a lot of justice to a lot of our well-known things like the Jawas and the Tusken Raiders on the Banthas
Yeah,
and stuff like that. That was really well done. I think there was a
and there's been a bit of that in the Mandalorian as well. I don't think you've got
okay.
that far with the Mandalorian.
No,
Yeah,
I got 4 episodes, and I think that was back in the day. I was just taking. I think Netflix used to give you 30 days free streaming. Everyone else used to give you 30 days. Disney gave you 7. So I got 4 episodes, and that didn't grab me enough to say keep watching me. So I just gave up on the free
yeah.
um, trial. But I
I
think there was a
also
nice little throwaway line. I thought there was a good throwaway line Boba Fett gave about I don't want to rule by fear. I want to rule by
yeah,
respect or
respect.
something along those lines,
Yeah,
which it gives you a bit more of an insight into the character, which had me thinking that. So, because this is clearly post Return of the Jedi,
yeah.
so maybe he was this ruthless gun for hire, and his experiences that we're going to go through in the book are going to turn him into a more of a nicer guy.
And again, Mandalorian season 2 explored some of that as well. So I think it's going to
Yeah.
just be an expansion on that. I also
Yeah.
like that he's not back to full strength. Like he gets his
Yeah.
butt kicked and
Well, I
needs to
did
be
think about
rescued
that.
in this. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
and I
it's
did think
not.
about that, but then I realised he's still getting better. He's in the back. He
Yeah,
needs to get back to the back to tank to
but I thought that was
to
good because if
recover.
he was just indestructible, it would just sort of like lessen the impact. And
Which it's funny because that's the thing I complain about so many characters that they're indestructible. And
yeah,
even Bruce Willis became indestructible in the Die Hard movies. First one, he was kind of whatever. By Die Hard 4, he was jumping out of cars that he's revving up to go up to helicopters and all this
yeah,
sort of
blow up
stuff and
helicopters.
walking away.
Yeah,
And so it's always my biggest complaint. And then I'm going, when I'm watching him get beaten up and need rescuing, and I'm going, this isn't Boba Fett. He's way better than this. But you're right. And then I did think, he's injured. He's still recuperating. This is not the Boba Fett we know. This is a guy that has gone through a lot.
yeah. And his offside of Fennec is Ming Na Wen. She's been in things for a long time. She was in a show called The Single Guy back in the 90s, I think. And then she went on to be an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and she was the voice of Milan. So she's been doing really well.
Okay. Yeah. Did she ever ride with Christopher Lloyd?
No, she didn't. But the director is Robert Rodriguez. And Christopher
Rodriguez,
Lloyd was
who
in
has done such. he's done such a variety of films. Like if
He
you look
has.
at the Spy Kid films and Shark Boy, Lava Girl, and then From Dusk Till Dawn and Sin City.
And the Sin City movies. And Christopher Lloyd was in Sin City too. So there you go. There is a connection.
Tick.
So do you think you're going to keep watching The Book of Boba Fett? Or Boba Fett?
I probably will now that I've started it. You can't give it just one episode, so generally you've got to give it
rule of three, isn't
it? Yeah.
Oh,
is it rule of three these days? Because rule of three applied to a season of 24 episodes.
24.
Yeah, so I think you can put that down to a third when it's... I don't know how many episodes this one is going to be.
Yeah, well, I'm going to keep watching it. It's giving me my Mandalorian fix until they bring out Mandalorian Season 3.
Yeah.
So, and I enjoyed it. It's the first episode. I wondered who were the people that were attacking him, like these highly skilled people. I wondered about the mayor, so I want to find out more, and I want to find out how they're going to bridge that gap between where they're at now and when he meets the Mandalorian. So
that was actually something I thought about when they went into the cantina, and can we take your helmets and polish them and service them? As a bounty hunter, I'd be just going, I'm not... This stays with me, because I'm also kind of thinking that they've put sort of tracking devices, or this is me.
And maybe they do.
I think, maybe they put something in there for later.
And I think he's just trying to be that different person, like trying to lead with respect and not fear, I guess. So he's trying to be more accommodating, I guess.
I just always go back to Empire Strikes Back and the in the original edit, when it's the original voice actor of, what if he doesn't survive? He's worth a lot to me. To what if he doesn't survive, bro? He's worth a lot to me. It just doesn't
but we've
work.
still got those movies if we can. I mean, I've got copies of the original on DVD still with the original.
No, don't say it out loud.
Go back
we'll have someone. They're already on the phone. Get over to Pete's house now.
But it's
I've got the holiday special.
Have them. I've sort of moved on. I mean, I'm not a fan of the sequels. I'm not a fan of the prequels, but I don't have to watch them again. I can just pick and choose the Star Wars that I like now and just watch them.
No, that's fine. It just like the prequels and sequels have done. They throw out some of the continuity of those original movies.
But you can have your own continuity in your mind.
Yeah, I do. Night after night. Bikini Princess. You liked it, Pete?
I did enjoy it. Yeah, and I'm going to keep watching it.
I'm lukewarm about it, but I will keep watching to see where it goes, I think.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoy our videos, please like and subscribe to our channel. And if you enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy this one.
No worries. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. See you next time.
Thank you to your subscribers. Wish I had my Millennium Falcon here so you could chase it off the screen.